Thank the maker. This oil bath is going to feel so good.
Have you ever put on a shirt and you're like, man, this shirt looks good. It looks pretty much just like it did when I got it. It looks white. The colors are bright on it. You go in the bathroom and you look in the mirror and the light in the bathroom, it still looks good. But then right when you step outside into the sunlight, you might notice that, wow, this shirt's kind of dingy. It's not as bright as I thought it was. And you might even start noticing little spots on it and stains that you haven't been able to wash out. This is the same thing that happens when we put ourselves against the light of God in His ways. Psalm 90:8. You have placed our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. Habakkuk 3:4. His radiance is like the sunlight. He has rays flashing from His hand, and there is the hiding of His power. The crazy thing is, whenever someone will tell you about maybe a stain on your shirt, or something in your teeth, or something on your shoes, people will gladly accept this. People will be like, oh, thanks for showing me that, man. Thanks for telling me. But when it comes to someone telling us about our character and who we are, we don't want to hear it. It's like, hey, look, I care about how I look, but don't tell me about the person that I am. I don't want to be a good person. I just want to look good. I don't care about being better as me. I just want to look better. That's it. And this is what we care about the most. People can insult you all day and call you a mean person. People can tell you that you don't have a heart, that you're heartless, and we don't even care. We'll laugh that off. But if somebody tells you you're ugly, or someone tells you that you have bad style and dress, that will just tear us apart. It breaks our heart. And that shows us how superficial we are, especially here in America, that we don't even care about our character and what person we really are. We just care about how we look.
Sometimes I just don't understand human behavior.
And the thing is, so like even when we're getting dressed in the morning, when we step out, we're happy that we hit the light. We're glad that we're able to see the light and that we're able to see the problems on our shirt. We're glad that we're able to see the flaws on us when they're outside. But when it comes to our character, we're not so happy when we're shown this. And this is just part of our heart and how it's wicked. And this is all part of the fall. Whenever Adam sinned, this is part of the inherited sin that we've picked up, that we don't like the light, and we run from it. We run from the truth. John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and man loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. And it's just the truth, man, And I think if we really put ourselves up to the light and we stop blowing our heads up, because everybody likes to walk around saying, oh, people aren't so bad, people aren't so bad. And if you've been in some of the situations I've been in, or I challenge you to dress like you're homeless one day and go stand in front of a store. And at the end of that day, I want you to tell me that people are still good. Ask somebody for something, be in need, and see how good people really are. Another way that we can bring ourselves to the light and really view ourselves next to the true light, next to God. How can we step out into the sunlight and see our true flaws? Is through the law, through the 10 Commandments. Let's go through a couple of them. And I'm going to be judging myself also. The first commandment is, you shall have no other gods before me. And that's including ourselves. Putting ourselves first, loving ourselves more than anything else, which our society tells us is a good thing, is actually a sin. And it makes us self-righteous, it makes us selfish, and it does many things to us, that we might not notice, but that's stepping out in the light and sin. There's plenty of times where I put myself before God and before other people, and that's sinful. The second commandment, you shall not make idols. This is the same thing It's having celebrities that you look up to, that you think about night and day. That's the same thing as being obsessed with certain things. Sometimes I'm obsessed with coffee, and I gotta have it. I'll idolize it. People idolize alcohol and drugs. These are things that if you love so much, kind of tying into into number one also, putting something before God is idolizing it. 3, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. This is something that we all slip up with also. We'll say the word God so loosely and like it just doesn't even matter. And this is the God that created us. This is the God that created this world and that can take you at any second. Every time we use his name in vain, it's like saying you don't even matter. And like I say, a lot of these things, they look good in our light. They look good inside the house. But when you step out into the light, you see that they're really wrong. And in God's light, this is wrong. And people used to be killed and stoned to death for it because it's a very serious thing to God. The 4th commandment, it says, remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. Now this is something that Jesus came and reiterated when he came to earth. And what he pretty much told us is, we have to use our common sense. When it comes to you having to go to work, of course, then you need to go to work. When it comes to you taking care of yourself, you need to take care of yourself. But we also need to pick a day out the week where we're focused on God and where we're also resting. Because this is what God did after he created the earth. He rested. And we all need rest. So to think that we don't need rest is to act like we're God or that we're even better than God. If God needed rest, we definitely need rest. And I don't believe he needed rest, but he wanted to show us that we need rest. And for us to go against what he says is disobedience, and it is a sin in itself. 5, honor your father and your mother. This is something mainly for the younger people, but even as we get older, we should always honor our parents. And this is something that every day people will do something that dishonors their parents. Every time they do something that they wouldn't approve of, as long as it coincides with the law of God, then we should be following it. Thou shalt not murder. This is one that I'm sure a lot of people will check off the list as if they haven't done it. But on the contrary, everybody has murdered. When Jesus came, he told us, as he's fulfilling the law and letting us know, murder is also when you hate your brother, when you hate your sister. So just to having hate for somebody, which is something that we have hate in our hearts daily, you have committed murder. 7, you shall not commit adultery. This is another one. A lot of people might think they've never committed adultery. They've never cheated on their wife or their spouse or their girlfriend. But Jesus also said, if you have lusted in your mind for somebody else that wasn't your wife, not married to, you've committed adultery. If you've had sex outside of marriage, you've committed adultery. This is something we've all done. These are very serious things to God. This is bringing ourselves to the sunlight. This is getting out of the house. 8, you shall not steal. We might look at stealing just as shoplifting or taking from somebody, but even downloading music off the internet, something that I do, is sinful and it's wrong. It's things that we need to work on. 9, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This is telling lies. Even what we call small lies or little lies are being disloyal to God and it's sin. And 10, another one that we're all guilty of is you shall not covet. That is wanting something that doesn't belong to you. That's going online and lusting over things that you can't afford. That's you watching music videos and seeing what other people got and yearning for it very much. This is coveting. This is also a sin. Once we bring ourselves to this light, we start to see that, wow, we really aren't as good as we thought. Oh my! Our shirt really isn't as clean as we thought. Let's stop caring so much about the way we look and start caring more about who we truly are. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.